Hey guys, so for today's video, I want to do an old-fashioned empties video. I have been collecting my trash for, I honestly don't know how long. It's been maybe 6 months, probably a little bit longer, I don't know. I just have a bunch of stuff here that I have finished up completely, so I want to let you know what these products are, if I would repurchase them, especially with the Sephora sale coming up soon. I thought this could be helpful for you guys, so let's dive into my empties. I don't even know where to start. I feel like I need to pull out products and get organized here. I honestly have a lot of skincare, so let's start with skincare products. Let me just get everything out here. So my skin type is normal to dry, a little more on the dry side, but not super dry, and I am acne prone. I do get clogged pores very easily, so these are all products that I think have worked pretty well with my skin. So if you have a similar skin type to me, I hope this is helpful. Let's start off with my favorite moisturizer in the world. It is the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I don't even know how many of these I've finished by this point. I finish a tub and I just rebuy it over and over. I have tried so hard to find a dupe of this, but seriously, nothing compares. I just cannot get enough of the Dewy Skin Cream. My skin absolutely loves it. I can use it morning and night. It does not irritate me. It's very gentle, but it is pretty thick, and I like a thick cream. So I have repurchased this so many times. I will repurchase it during the Sephora sale. This is like a must-have in my skincare routine. Knowing how much I love those Tatcha moisturizers, last summer I did make a little Sephora order to try some more Tatcha stuff because I was like, well, if my skin loves that, maybe I'll love this stuff too. So I finished up a whole bottle of the Texture Tonic. I actually bought both of these at the same time and I finished them around the same time, which was kind of nice. So the Texture Tonic is a balancing and resurfacing treatment. I kind of used it as more of like a toner, so after I wash my face, this would be like the first step I would do out of the shower with a little cotton pad. And I did enjoy using this, but I feel like my skin needs something a little bit more intense to help with my clogged pores and texture. So while I did like it, I don't know if I would repurchase it, which is kind of a good thing too because it is pretty dang expensive. So I also finished up a whole bottle of the Essence by Tatcha. Again, this was my first time trying it, and this is kind of like a little hydrator that I need to put on my skin after I cleanse my face, because as soon as I'm done cleansing my face, my skin instantly feels just dry and tight. So I like to put on some kind of watery product just right away to like pat into my skin. And before that, I was using the Origins one, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Well, I'll kind of talk about right now, honestly. I liked the Tatcha one, but I like the Origins one better. This was probably my second bottle of it, and I did repurchase it, so I am using a third bottle of this now, but I don't know what I'm trying to get out here. They're both watery, hydrating products that you put on after you cleanse your skin. I think I like the Origins one better, and it's inexpensive, so while I did like this one, I definitely prefer this one and the price point. So I finished both of these, really like them both. This one's better. I have been on Paula's Choice PR list, which is very exciting because I love getting free skincare because skincare is expensive, you know? So I finished up a couple products from her. Let me tell you what we have here. So I finished up the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. Now this product is a little confusing to me. It's a liquid exfoliant that you don't rinse off, and it's supposed to be step number 3. The one thing I do like about her skincare is that they do kind of label where each step goes, which is very helpful when you have like so many products, you know, but I don't really know if this did anything for me. It has salicylic acid in it, which is great because of my acne prone skin. It also says it's supposed to unclog and shrink pores, even your skin tone, and I just don't know if I noticed really doing anything. Again, I think I prefer more of a like more intense toner instead of a liquid exfoliant. So I did like this product. I like how it made my skin feel. I do have a backup of it that I did receive in PR, which I probably will use. Would I purchase this myself? Probably not. I also finished up the Paula's Choice Niacinamide 20% treatment. This one I did really like. I put this on after I do like my water lotion, my eye cream, because this is a treatment and this definitely did help just brighten my skin. I do have a backup of it, so I definitely will be using that. I just think my skin loves niacinamide in general, so I always try to grab for products that have that ingredient in it. I also finished up the Paula's Choice C5 Super Boost Eye Cream that is supposed to smooth, firm, and brightens dullness. I've said this before, like I'm 26 years old. I don't have the worst like dark circles and fine lines and wrinkles and stuff, so I don't think I needed a super intense eye cream like this. I don't think it really did much for me, so I would not repurchase it, but I did like the packaging and how it came in a little pump. Like I just thought it was a good eye cream. Like nothing amazing, nothing terrible. It was good. Would I use it again? I mean, if they sent it to me, probably. But an eye cream that I really am loving and I bought the full size version of is the Pharmacy Wake Up Honey Eye Cream. I got this in a little Sephora like gift with purchase, and I used this up right away. day. I really like the thick consistency of this eye cream. Again, I just kind of like thicker creams on my face in general because of my dry skin. So I finished the small size of this, bought the full size, and using and loving that one right now. So I definitely would prefer this eye cream over the Paula's Choice one. I also finished up a bottle of the Sunday Riley A+ High Dose Retinoid Serum. To be honest with you, I don't know a lot about like retinol and retinoids and like, are they different? I honestly don't know. Why am I making this video? I don't know. I'm not a skincare expert. I would like to be one day. All I know is that I'm 26 and I should be using some kind of retinol product on my face, and my skin really likes this, so I did buy a second one of this. I've been using it because I think it was on like a Sephora sale or something one time. I probably use this about 3 times a week, like every other night, and like the morning I wake up, my skin does feel just really smooth and hydrated, so I like this. I've been repurchasing it and using it. I also finished up a mini of the Caudalie Beauty Elixir. I like to use this kind of randomly throughout the day. Like again, if my skin's feeling extra dry, I'll just spray this on like before or after my skincare routine. I also spray it before or after makeup or just like as needed. It's just an easy spray to spray on whenever. I love the kind of spa-like smell that it has. I don't think this is like an absolute need for me, but I do enjoy using it. All right, I have some body products here, so let's pull these out and dig into these. I want to talk about this body cream that I just finished up, but I've literally had it for 2 or 3 years now. I have such a hard time finishing up products that I love because I don't want to be without it. So I love the smell of this body cream so much that I didn't want to finish it and have to like repurchase another one. But oh my gosh, this smell is everything. It is the Sol de Janeiro Balm Dia Bright Cream. What is like the smell of this one? Is that the smell? I literally bought this body cream just for the smell because I suck at applying body cream. I really only like moisturize like the top part of my body because I have too much leg to deal with and I don't want to deal with my legs. But this is the best smelling thing in the world. I've almost finished up the little like spray hair perfume fragrance of this too that I love so much. So like I'm struggling with, do I want to repurchase this or not, because am I really going to use it? But I want the smell in my life. So I'll probably repurchase the fragrance because I wear that before the gym every day. But it says this body cream is infused with renewing fruit AHAs and vitamin C. So I think it is supposed to kind of brighten your skin a little bit. I don't know if I noticed any brightening, but I can't get enough of the smell. Next, I finished up the Skin Fix Glycolic Renewing Scrub. So I bought this, I want to say like last summer or something, because I would like to use this before I get my waxes done on my legs. So it's a pre-shower and in-shower chemical and manual exfoliator. So it does have a little bit of that grittiness to it. So what I would do is I'd rub it all over my legs before I get in the shower, kind of let it sit for a minute or so, and then jump in the shower and just kind of like really work it into my legs. And it got my skin so nice and smooth, and I really feel like it did help with any like ingrown hair, little bumps from waxing and stuff. I also like to use it on my upper body to get rid of any like fake tan, just to really scrub it in, and I feel like it does a really good job. So I have repurchased this and I'm using a new one. Speaking of in the shower, I finished up an Old Spice body and face wash. I use this just on my body, I promise. I would never use an Old Spice product on my face. Oh my god. I love the smell of this though. So the one I finished is the lavender and mint scent. I smelled this in like Fred Meyer or something and I just absolutely loved it. So it's just a body wash I was using for a while. I also really like that it came in a pump. So I'd use this just for like a little bit of a good smell. I'd use it with my mitt to scrub off my fake tan. I honestly would repurchase this for the smell. Oh, it's so good. Another in-shower product that I finished is this moisturizing shave oil from Tree Hut. I think this was now my 2nd or 3rd bottle of this. This is the vanilla bean scent. I've also used the Moroccan rose scent, but I think I like the vanilla bean a little bit more. And it does exactly what it says. It's just a shave oil. I kind of prefer this over like a shaving cream. It's very moisturizing. Again, I have dry skin. Again, I like the pump on this so it's easy to apply in the shower, and I have repurchased this. I also finished this Vaseline spray moisturizer for the body. Again, it helps dry skin. How many times have I said I have dry skin? I like to use this on my legs because, again, I suck at moisturizing my legs because I have so much legs. So a spray moisturizer is pretty easy to use. You just boom, go done. I would repurchase this, but I'm currently using one from Honey that I bought at Sephora just like a month or 2 ago. I like this one more because I like that it's a continuous spray and it has a nice smell. Which smell is this? It's a little, is it like the cocoa smell? yeah, Cocoa Radiant smell. So I like this, inexpensive, would totally buy again. I also finished up this Bondi Sands Everyday Gradual Tanning Milk. I have repurchased this, and how I like to use this is I will normally apply like my regular tan, which would be like a loving tan. Talk about that in a second. I'll use my regular tan, and then like 2 days later, once I want my tan to kind of like be refreshed and still stay moisturized, I'll apply this on top. So I like that this is nice and hydrating, very easy to apply. It also doesn't leave my hands orange because it is a gradual tanning milk. So if I use this like 2 days in a row after I have this on, like my tan just lasts longer, it still looks good. The only thing is like, it's a very strong scent. I think it's another, yeah, cocoa butter scent. Like, it's pretty intense, not my favorite smell, but it's Bondi Sands. It's pretty inexpensive. I think it works. Again, I love a good pump. Speaking of self-tanners, I have 2 self-tanners here I have finished. Let's talk about my favorite one in the world first. It is the Loving Tan 2 Hour Express Deluxe Bronzing Mousse in Dark. I have been using Loving Tan and their tanning mousses for probably like 5+ years now, so I don't even know how many bottles of this I have gone through. They have a couple different formulas to choose from, but I think the 2 Hour Express is definitely my favorite just because it only takes 2 hours to really develop that color. It's just so easy to apply with the mitt. I love the color it gives me. It lasts about a week on me. Again, if I did a better job moisturizing my skin, it would probably last a little bit longer, but I will always be repurchasing this tanner. Another tanner I finished is the Isle of Paradise Medium Self-Tanning Water. So I like to use a tanner like this in the summer because it's a lot more lightweight to apply. Like, you literally just spray it onto your skin and then rub it in with your mitt. Whereas something like this is an application process, and like sometimes I get a little sweaty if I do this. So I try to avoid the mousses in the summer just because you got like sweaty boobs as you're trying to just rub your tanner all around your body. So this is easier to apply and gives a more natural tan, which I like in the summer because I don't want to be my kind of orangey color in the summer. I like to look a little bit more natural, so I'll use something like this. I did just buy the dark version of this, so yes, I would repurchase. I have repurchased, but I like both of these for different reasons. So I finished a bottle of perfume for the first time in my life, and that is Flower Bomb. I'm sure you know what Flower Bomb smells like. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been, because this is like literally the most popular selling perfume at Sephora. It is a beautiful, is it floral? It's like a musky, I want to say musky floral, but let me find the actual notes for you. Yeah, so it's a warm and spicy kind of floral scent with the keynotes of jasmine, orange blossom, and patchouli. I like it, but would I repurchase it? I don't know. I've also just been more into like travel size fragrances, like Scentbird fragrances, you know, so I don't think I would repurchase this. Also, I feel like maybe I'm a little bit more mature now. Like, I've had this for probably 5 years, and I don't know if I want to smell like this anymore, but it's still a very pretty scent. I'm just proud of myself for finishing a whole dang bottle of perfume. Amazing. I have 2 hair products that I finished up, which is very rare for me just because like I have such short hair. I don't need much hair product, you know what I mean? But I finished up the Briogeo Be Gentle, Be Kind, the Matcha and Apple Superfood Shampoo. This was, I want to say, my 3rd bottle of this, and I was using this when I had my long curly hair. Like, that's why I had this in my shower in the first place. My long curly hair, love the shampoo. It's very moisturizing. I love the smell of it. There's no sulfates, silicones, or parabens, which was important for my curly hair. I absolutely love the matcha smell. I've used the conditioner of this as well. I don't know if I would repurchase this now just because I don't know if my hair needs that much kind of like moisture right now, but it was a really good shampoo conditioner. I also finished up the Bumble and Bumble Ultra Rich Conditioner. It's the Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. So again, this was something I bought when I had my long curly hair because my hair needed so much hydration, and this is a very hydrating conditioner. So when I was using it with my short hair, I'd only need like a tiny bit of product. But if you need something super conditioning, anything from the Invisible Oil line is amazing from Bumble and Bumble. I've tried a bunch of stuff from that line, and it does say it's for dry to very dry hair, so this is amazing. But again, this just isn't something that I would repurchase now because my hair does not need this much moisture. Okay, we have about like 8 more products to go through. I know this was so much. I feel like I should have filmed this before I had this many empties. I'm gonna go through the few makeup empties I have just because it is rare for me to have some makeup empties. This is also gonna give you a little sneak peek into my project pan, but I finally finished my Sigma Color Correcting Duo in light medium. These are completely finished up. Look at that. I love it. This is just a really great under eye corrector. They have it in 3 shades, and I would just mix these 2 shades together under my eyes and then apply my concealer on top of it. I found that all my concealers applied great on top of this, and I can use this just by itself if I just want like a little no makeup day. Just kind of covers up those little dark circles. I do have a brand new one I'm using, so of course I would repurchase this. I finished up another one of my NYX, the brow glues. I think this was my 2nd bottle, so I'm on my 3rd right now. It really does a great job of just holding my brows in place, but doesn't leave them feeling too stiff. Like, it's definitely on the stiff side, but not like stiff, you know what I mean? I love the tiny little wand applicator, because you know sometimes you put these on and then you get it like all in your skin up here. I don't have that problem with this one because it's such a small little wand, so yes, I have repurchased it. Love this one, and it's inexpensive. I did finish up my Too Faced Hangover Primer, and this is all I have left of it. And can I tell you guys a story? I told this on my Bright Besties community page, but okay. So here's what happened. I was finishing up my Too Faced Hangover Primer, and at first I said I wasn't going to cut into the tube just because I didn't like that, but I could still notice there was so much product left in it that just wasn't pumping out. So one day I took my scissors, I cut into the tube, and I would scoop out the product because there were still like probably like 3 weeks worth of product left in that tube, and I wanted to get it all used up. So I would like, oh, this is kind of similar packaging. I cut the tube and I would put this little piece back into the tube like that, right? So it wasn't perfectly sealed, but in my mind, I thought it was fine, right? And so one day I go to grab my Too Faced primer that looks kind of like this. I look inside of it, I'm about to stick my finger in there, and I see this like black thing, and I was like, ugh! So I like threw it, and then my boyfriend was in the other room, and I was like, babe, I need you to come look at this. I think there's a bug in my primer. And he's like, oh my gosh, okay. So he comes over, he looks inside the tube, and he's like, yep, that's a bug. And I was just so grossed out. I was like, how the heck did a bug get into my primer that was sitting inside my makeup table drawer that was like kind of closed with this? So I'm just, oh, it was fucking disgusting. So I threw out the primer, obviously, and this is all I have left of my finished Too Faced primer. And it was almost done. I probably had like 2 or 3 more uses out of it, so I'm gonna count that as finished, but that's my disgusting story about that bug. And so now I'm never gonna cut into any product ever again if it can't be perfectly sealed. But I'm like, how did a bug get into my drawers? And why did it go into that product? Oh, that just grosses me out. Anyways, I finished my primer, and I really like the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I also finished up a lip product, and I don't think I finished a lip product in so long. So I finished up the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. I freaking love this. So this is a lip product that I wear in all of like my Instagram reels where I'm doing like my little eyeshadow tutorials. This is the shade Cherry Vanilla, and it has like a little bit of a tint to it, so it does kind of make your lips look kind of cherry-ish, like a kind of pinky red color, but it's so glossy. It feels so good on the lips, and I think it does slightly plump your lips. It says line smoothing. I would say it's line smoothing too. I will say I got this in PR, and the ones that I have right now I did get in PR as well, but I freaking love these. I have Cherry Vanilla, I have, I think it's Rosy Quartz, no, Rosy Outlook that I'm wearing today, and then I have one of the new shades Lavender Sorbet. I love these. One of my favorite lip products I have right now. I also finished up the Tula Filter Primer. So I think this was my 2nd or 3rd tube of this. And they say it's a primer and it's supposed to blur and moisturize. It does blur, but I wouldn't use it as a primer. What's nice about this is that it has a little bit of a tint to it. So I would actually wear it as kind of like my gym foundation. I don't wear like a face of makeup to the gym. I put on like maybe concealer and like a lip balm, but that's it. But I would apply this on my face just to kind of even out my skin tone a little bit. And it was just very nice and lightweight. I used to repurchase this, but I don't think I will anymore because what I've been doing instead is I just take a moisturizer and I mix it with those Drunk Elephant little bronzy drops, and I put that all over my face. So I don't think I'd repurchase this anymore, but I know my sister loves this. She's a teacher and she wears this as her foundation. So if you want something super lightweight, tiny bit of a tint, a little bit of blurring, it is really nice. I have 3 more products to talk about. We are almost done. I finished up 2 little face makeup sprays. First is the Rare Beauty one, and then the Pixi Glow Mist. The Pixi Glow Mist is very glowy. So if you have oily skin, you probably would not like this, but if you have dry skin, it makes your skin look so beautiful. I do have a 2nd bottle of this, so yes, I have repurchased it. I'm just noticing there's a little bit of product in here that I could probably pour into my big one, so I'm gonna do that. Spoiler alert, yes, I did repurchase it, but I kind of like to use this throughout my makeup routine, kind of similar to that Caudalie one I was talking about earlier, but the way I use this the most is after I apply my foundation, I apply my NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and then I mist my face with this, and then blend in my concealer. And I just feel like it makes that concealer sink in a lot nicer because it is kind of a thicker and matte concealer, and this kind of helps give it more of like a creamy consistency that I like for my dry skin. But again, I can apply this whenever I'm doing my makeup. It just feels really good. I love the mister. I totally would repurchase, and I clearly have. The last product I'm going to talk about, I should have mentioned with the skincare stuff, but this is the Formula 10 Start So Fresh Acne Fighting Cleanser with salicylic acid and cucumber. And so like I said, I have acne prone skin, and I like to use some kind of acne cleanser every morning in the shower. And this was sent to me in PR by the brand, and at first I wasn't like, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of drugstore skincare. I just don't think the ingredients are like that great or like that potent. But I actually really did like this cleanser. I like the consistency of it. I feel like it did kind of help keep my acne under control when I used it. I probably would repurchase this, but I'm currently using the Inkey List Salicylic Acid Cleanser, which is very, very similar. And the price is probably pretty similar too. So many P's. But I will say I'm also using the kind of scrub version of the Formula 10 Acne Cleanser, and I like that too a lot. It really does leave my skin feeling super smooth after I use it. So I don't know. I like the Formula 10 Acne line. It's doing some good things for me. Whew, that is it. So that is all the products that I have finished up over the past couple months. I want to say like 8 months or so. I feel like I should do this kind of video more frequently, but let me know if you enjoyed this video and me talking about the products I have finished up. I feel like I'm not the best at describing products, especially like skincare. Skincare is just hard in general, you know? Anyways, if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.